Hey, Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. It is so awesome to be with you. I tell you, I'm getting on my witch groove tonight. Got on my witch hat and I'm feeling it. Anyways, tonight, guess what? It's just going to be Psychic Bob. All the rest of my crew is tied up with other events tonight. Lady Angela's out, going to a special theater event. Lord Tony's got family in town. And Lady Carol's still recuperating. She's in mourning for her husband who's passed. And so you got Psychic Bob tonight. Anyways, I'm just glad to be here with you. Let me see if I can get our chat open. You know, Psychic Bob and broadcasting on his own is a challenge, even in the best of circumstances. So I'm going to try to hopefully get our chat open and see what's... Oops, hold on. I got music playing. We got to silence that now, don't we? Hold on just a second here. There we go. Let's see. All right. Well, here we are. It looks like we got a number of people turning out here tonight. So let's see who all is in our chat tonight. All right. Hold on a second. Bear with Psychic Bob. Okay, Melanie Miller's here. Yay, TM is here. Mama Bird is here. Kathy Private's here. G-Dog's here. Shauna Yakub's here. Moon Faye is here. Gav Hines is here, all the way from London. Kathy Private's here. Let's see. Jonathan Olney's here. Hey, Jonathan. Jennifer L. Croxton's here. Jennifer Gibson's here. Crystal Rain Gibson, excuse me. Julio is here. Eleanor Zinn's here. Celtic Tech. Oh my gosh. We got a great turnout here. There's Ty Lilac Princess. That's a pretty name. Pam Mears is here. Hi, Pam. Good to see you. All right. Well, I'm just glad you guys have made it. And so, you know, you got Psychic Bob for the hour tonight. And, you know, I thought we would just take it casual, as we always do here. And, you know, I thought I could answer your questions tonight about Wicca. But before we get into that, I got to show you, oh my gosh, I got some really amazing treasures this last week. And one of my friends, whose name is Kat Wright, wonderful lady, sent me a number of treasures. And I got to show you some of them here. Look at this. She sent me a beautiful gemstone tree. This is all handmade out of copper, and it's set on amethyst, and it's powerful gemstones. I think it's sodalite, and it looks like it might be jade and quartz crystal and amethyst. And didn't know what that red stone is. Not sure. That might be a type of an agate or a sunstone. Anyways, I don't know all the crystals on it, but I love it. Isn't that spectacular? And look at that base that sits on. That's a really nice gift. Kat, I hope you're watching tonight. I'm so excited. And she gave me, I've been wearing today, this pendant. In fact, I got to take it off here to show it to you. And this is a pendant. I believe it's made of kyanite. And it has all the chakra stones. Now, for those who say, what's the chakras? Chakras are psychic energy centers. They run up and down through the body. And so it's got stones that resonate with each of the power centers in the body. This is very, very powerful. And I can feel the energy just coming off of it. I love it. And, oh my God, she sent me so much stuff here. I'm going to probably have to show part of it tomorrow. Because she also sent me an amazing staff, which I've got to go get. It's across the room. Then she sent me also a beautiful crystal. And Kat, if you're watching, does this crystal go in the staff? Because it looks like there's a spot in the staff or something. I think this may be the crystal goes in the staff. I wasn't sure if it's supposed to, but it looks like it's going to fit there. So I love that. Isn't that, look how clear. There's a beautiful Lemurian crystal. Powerful, powerful. So I'm telling you, I'm really, you know, getting some amazing gifts. She sent me a beautiful green candle. And I got to tell you, I love green because, you know, I've been working a lot lately with the goddess Bridget. And so this is going to be going on my Bridget altar. And I love it. And then I got it. Let's see if I can go. I forgot to bring it over here because I was running around last minute trying to get my cords rewired for the show. Let me get my staff for you guys. Hold on just a second. Second, Bobs. And I got this amazing walking staff, and it's from Mount Shasta. Now, any of you know about Mount Shasta? Mount Shasta is where a lot of the ascended masters live. There's a lot of UFO activity there, very high frequency. And this has beautiful gemstones, and it's a beautiful, beautiful rose quartz, and it's got a spot. Kat, I don't know if one of the crystals fell out. I'm looking through the box. I'm not seeing it, but I don't know if this pendant, if this crystal fits in the top, because I was trying it like that, and it looks like it fits. So anyways, I hope you can answer that. Anyways, we'll talk this week, but I just love it. I love it. I'm getting my witch on. I'm telling you, I'm having the best time. So anyways, that's been a real highlight for me this week, and I've so really enjoyed it. Kat, thank you so much for these lovely, lovely presents. And anyways, I just wanted to share them with you guys. I was excited. And I was going to do an unboxing video, but this week everything got in the way of me doing that. And so I said, well, you know, I want to open these. I'll show them to you after they're open. Anyways, hi, Joey Blogs is here. Matt Burns is here. Hi, Cynthia Eckenbrack here. Good to see you. And Celtic Tech is here. Gav, thank you so much. Glad you like that staff. And Celtic Tech, Tree of Life, says, I need a walking stick. Yeah, you know, I think we all could use a wonderful stick. This one is so high powered. I love it. So I'm enjoying it immensely. But it's just good to be with you guys. You know, on a Sunday night, here we are. And okay, let's see who's that. Soul Girl 131 with me says, oh my God, hi Bob, I love you. Ah, you're so sweet. Blessings to you, darling. Thanks for being here. You know, Sunday night, and I've always said it, it's really like the gathering of the tribe, you know, like so many of you are members of the Order of the Purple Cord. You'll notice I'm wearing my purple cord here, and I wear that each week. And for those of you who are new here, don't know what we're talking about, I'll just give a brief outline. The Order of the Purple Cord is a Wiccan order that I founded. I am the high priest, along with Lady Angela Riddle, who is she's the high priestess. And Lord Tony, who's usually here each week, is our Lord Guardian. And Lady Carol, who's here each week usually, is our keeper of the sacred stuff. We're the Council of Elders of the Order. And the Order of the Purple Cord is a Wiccan order for solitaries all over the world who, you know, even though you're solitary, you'd like to be part of something larger and have a place to connect with people. And so this is why this order is created, because a lot of us live in an area where either we don't have access to a coven or we just don't want to be part of a coven for whatever reason. And I'll tell you, a lot of covens have a lot of politics. And I'm no longer part of a coven. That's why I went back to being solitary. I got tired of politics. And the Order of the Purple Cord is a place you can gather, and we don't really have politics here. First of all, there's no membership dues. It's absolutely free to join. And you can still maintain your autonomy, your independence. And yet, if you wanted to gather with people, you know, you have a place, because all the Sabbats, we do rituals here. We are working on putting together a manual. It's almost done. It's going to be, I think it's over 100 pages now, but it's going to be a free membership manual where we're still tweaking it, but it's almost there. I know I've been saying that for a long time, but we really are almost there. And so we're going to be posting that soon at our websites, and you'll be able to do a free download of that. I think it's going to be a PDF file, and then you can print it yourself or just keep it on your phone or computer. But it'll have a, you know, outline of the order, the history of the formation of the order, what our sacred symbols are, It's going to have daily rituals that you can do if you want to do a daily ritual. It's going to have articles by each of the officers about the treasures of the order, the sacred staff. It has a whole article about the history of the purple cord and the color purple in relation to witchcraft and Wicca and ancient pagan cultures up to modern day. And so we're going to have a lot of stuff in the order. Now, hold on. Soul Girl 131 says, how do I join the order? I'm a psychic and a medium, but the people in surrounded tell me that I'm going to hell. I have no one to talk to. I also have visions, and I'm a tarot reader. Well, listen, Soul Girl, let me tell you, to join the order is absolutely free. It's a good question. All you got to do is send an email to me at my email, which will be below, readings@robert-hickman.com. You can also visit my website, which is www.psychicbob.com, and send an email, and then you can join the order. It's free. Once you submit, you have to, first of all, there are just a few little things you have to do. One, you have to agree to abide by the Wiccan Rede, which means that you put in writing, I agree to honor the Wiccan Rede, which means harm none, do as you will. So we don't do black magic, we don't do any of that. The other thing that you have to do is create for yourself a purple cord to wear. It can be of any material. The one that I wear, this is a lot of our members make it out of paracord, P-A-R-A cord, C-O-R-D, paracord. This is a great thing. It's very solid. You can make it out of yarn, out of cotton cord, out of string, whatever. But the main thing is that the cord has to be predominantly purple in color. You can have other colors in it. You can weave in blues or greens or golds or silver. But the overall look of the cord should be one of purple. That's the two requirements. And so once you make your cord or commit to make your cord and agree to buy the Wiccan Rede, send us an email saying that I'll make my cord or I've made my cord. And Joanna the Reed will bring you into the membership. Now, once you send that, we're going to send you some more stuff, some links into our Facebook group. We have a secret Facebook group because some people are not able to be openly Wiccan, so to protect their privacy, we have a sacred page. And we'll get you all of that, how to get into all that. So not a lot to get in, but we gather every Sunday here for the witching hour. Mandatory attendance is not mandatory. We don't have mandatory attendance. It's open. See, we're not like a traditional coven that we have a lot of rules. You just have to, follow your soul and be in harmony. We're a gathering of people of like mind, okay? Hi, Shauna. Good to see you, dear. Let's see here. Crystal Nicole writes, does anyone know the meaning of ravens and crows following me? Every time I go outside, I see them. Watch them as they sit high. Ravens, cardinals, and crows follow me everywhere. Well, let me tell you, Crystal Nicole, the raven is one of my totem spirits. And generally their presence is one of protection, at least for the spiritual people. Now, there's a lot of old myths that say if you see crows and ravens, it's an ominous sign. I don't believe that. I believe that the universe gives us support. And so the crows and the ravens are literally sent as protectors. I always know when I see a big raven that it's universe checking in with me just to say, hey, you got your back. Sometimes, I had a period of my life where I was getting a lot of harassment. I was being stalked by an organized crime group. And when a raven or a crow would fly in front of me, it was a sign to go a different path. It was literally a warning, there's danger up ahead. And I would literally, by following that, miss being attacked. I won't go into it tonight, but I had a period where some people were literally trying to kill me. And the raven literally saved my life. So I'm very thankful for them. So I think that's one way you might want to think about that or look at it, okay? Anyways, I hope that helps, Soul Girl 131 says, my familiar is the crow. Yay, that's wonderful. I love crows. Somebody asked me recently, what's the difference between a crow and a raven? Well, basically, they're the same family group of birds. Ravens, the tail feathers, though, come to a point like a diamond shape, the back tail feathers, whereas the crows, they fan out like a fan. Other than that, they're basically the same bird. Ravens tend to be larger than crows. Crows are smaller. But I've seen some crows that get up there pretty much close to ravens. So till you look at the tail feathers, it's kind of hard to tell, but they're of the same family. So raven or crow, you know, they do the same thing, you know. Oh my God, Bob, I'm going through this now. I'm being attacked. I know I wasn't crazy. So girl, I'd like to talk to you offline about that, but there is organized stalking that is going on. And I'm sorry you're going through that, but let me just tell you, it's real. You're not crazy. Don't give in to the fear. And maybe you can call me and we'll talk offline. I can't talk about all that here for legal reasons, but I can just confirm that it is real. Okay, so I'm with you. Yeah, Jonathan only says ravens are very intelligent birds. I have to agree. You know, people think I'm crazy, but I literally go outside and I'll talk to them. I'll stand outside and I'll be in a tree. I need to film this because I'll say, hello, Mr. Raven or Miss Raven. And then it'll go, wah, wah. And I'll say, what are you doing today? They go, wah, wah. And I stand and have conversations with them. And they do. I think they understand us. You know, I think they listen in on human conversations and they kind of know. So, you know, don't discredit them. I think that they really know a lot more than we realize, you know. Gav Hines says, talking of animals, Bob, years back, I was walking my dog late and I literally seen a black cat cross the road and disappear in the middle of the road. Oh, that Gav, you know, that's probably a spirit of an animal because I had some friends and they had a cat that died and they literally heard the cat meowing in their house at night. And they set up video cameras and they actually got the ghost of their cat walking through the house, like on film. It was like 3D. So animals have spirits, yeah. And I think that's wonderful, you know, that you got to see that. So yeah, they're just like humans. They have love in their heart. They live beyond the body, you know. I think so. Yeah. G-Dog says, I speak to my birds. I love that. You know, do you have pet birds, G-Dog? Do you have like a parrot or anything like that? I'd love to hear that, you know. There's Christian Druid, 1313 Clifton. Hi, darling. Don't worry that you're late. I was a few minutes late getting this going tonight. I was having some tech problems. So we're all here at the right time, you know. All, as I say, all things in divine order, you know. By the way, did you guys get to see yesterday? We had our spiritualist class and seance, and I really enjoyed that. And so I hope that you know, if you didn't get to see that, you did. I was teaching from the Spiritualist Manual. A lot of you have been asking about spiritualism. This is the official guidebook or handbook of the spiritualist religion. Now, I know our show is more on Wicca rather than spiritualism, but for those of you who are interested, you know, you can practice both faiths. I am a spiritualist still, but I'm also a Wiccan. So anyways, definitely, if you haven't seen yesterday's video, check that out. There's a lot in there. I did some trance channeling, and trance channeling is when I go into a trance state and spirit guides overshadow my consciousness and speak through me. So if you haven't seen that, you know, you want to see some channeling, go see yesterday's video. It's in the queue right before this one, okay? Oh, speaking of videos and things always related to videos, I always forget to say this, but you know, guys, a lot of you know I have been getting a lot of harassment from YouTube, and I'm not going to go into all that for legal reasons as well, but I need your help to help show YouTube that you want to keep me on the air, you want my channel here, because they've been trying to shut me down this last few months. So I need all of you, when this video is finished, go back, because you can't do it while it's live. Like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends, post it around, because that helps increase the view counts and it shows YouTube that people are interested. And that little, just going back to click that thumb and save it to your favorites, actually increases the algorithm's way of showing that's a popular video, okay? Because we're pulling in good numbers, but we're not getting the clicks that help assure the security of the video. I'm not trying to scare you guys, but I do see a day coming where YouTube is going to do a, and this is psychic, they haven't said this, but I'm telling you as a psychic, they're going to start just removing people. It's not going to be free anymore like it is, because the corporations are getting involved and it's getting very political. And they are targeting on YouTube spiritual teachers. A number of spiritual teachers I know have had their channels shut down and threatened to be removed for no violations, literally, just because they're spiritual teachers. It seems that atheism is the new thing nowadays. Everybody's into atheism. If you're not promoting atheism, that you're not really welcome at YouTube as much. I'm sorry to say it, but I got to be honest. Okay, so, you know, those of us who follow the old ways, you know, we have faith, you know, and there's no criticism to those of you who may have a different view. Okay, by the way, Wicca is a religion, especially for you new people who don't know about Wicca. Wicca doesn't tell you who to worship. We believe traditionally in a goddess and a god, but we let you to define how you relate to that. Some Wiccans only worship the goddess, such as the Dianic Wiccans. Some Wiccans only worship the god. And there's some old colonial covens who worship the Horn Lord exclusively. Here in the United States, the Horn Lord was very popular back in the 1600s and 1700s. Some covens from those days only worship one deity. But traditionally, the craft is duotheistic, duotheistic, two gods. But again, we don't tell you. In the Order of the Purple Cord, we allow you to follow whatever gods you want. I have to be honest, though, there is a trend among some Wiccans to now claim atheism is their path, that they're atheistic and they don't believe in any higher power. I just have to say I don't agree with that. I'm not telling you what you have to do, but I'm saying if you want to be a real Wiccan, a traditional Wiccan, real Wiccans actually believed in a higher power. It's very trendy now in Wicca for people to say, oh, you know, the gods are just metaphors, they're just symbols. The old Wiccans didn't believe that. They believed in the real power of the gods. So, you know, in the Order of the Purple Cord, I can't say you can't believe that way, but we traditionally do invoke the gods as actual beings. The gods of our order, for official purposes, are the goddess Isis, and the god is her son Horus, because you remember the goddess is mother to the Lord or the wife of the Lord. In this case, we invoke Horus. Lord Tony loves Lord Horus and works with him a lot. I love Lord Horus too. So we got together and decided we wanted to invoke Isis in her maternal aspect and Horus is our Lord aspect. Now, that doesn't mean you have to quit worshiping your gods and worship them. That's just when we have an official gathering, we may invoke them. Okay, so you don't have to give up your gods, okay? Soul Girl 131 says, the mother goddess Inanna came to me today. Isn't that wonderful? Congratulations. Well, you see, when you are really working with, you know, when you're really working in a deep spiritual way, you'll have those awarenesses, those moments of where the gods make themselves known. I've had many experiences in my life where I've been in a ritual or in meditation and had a vision of a god. It is very powerful. You know, recently, as I said, I've been working with the goddess Bridget, and she literally came to me in a vision recently. So, Soul Girl, I totally get that, you know. Shauna is right. She says, it sounds like YouTube is trying to stop the revenue of all the spiritual teachers. I hate to say it, but Shauna, it does seem to be true. There is a targeting towards spiritual teachers, not just the Wiccans. The Christians are being targeted. The other people, the only one that seems not to be targeted is Islam. If you're Islamic, you're allowed to do what you want on YouTube, and I'm not going to say any further than that. Gavin, you're in the UK, and I imagine you know what I'm speaking about the challenges with the Islamic community. I did a video. I'm surprised it didn't get pulled, but I did do a video a few months ago about why Wiccans must say no to Sharia. Now, I'm not saying I'm against all Islamic people. I have wonderful friends that are Islamic, but they're more moderate and they're open to understanding Western culture and values. But I'll be honest, I'm going to get political here. I'll probably upset somebody, but I'm going to say it anyways. There is a movement by radical Islamists to force Islam onto the Western culture. Particularly, it's happening a lot in Britain now, where they're trying to implement Sharia law. Sharia law is an Islamic religious law that they want to bring in that will trump the law of the land. There are people in the United States that are trying to do it. Now, I did a video about why Wiccans must say no to Sharia. And I still stand by that. I will not renounce my statements on that, because I'm not saying go out and kill Muslims. I'm not saying hate Islam. I'm not saying burn the Quran. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that for those Muslims who want to implement a religious law that trumps the Constitution of the United States, we have to say no to that. We have to fight against that. Because Sharia law, one of the tenets is that practitioners of witchcraft should be tried and executed. And if you do the research in many Islamic countries throughout the Middle East and in Africa, you can actually be arrested and executed for being a Wiccan. Lady Angela has told me stories of people from the Middle East who have written to her wanting to buy books of shadows, but she won't send them to the countries in the Middle East, because if that package is opened before it gets to those people, the people that she's sending that book to can be arrested and put on a death sentence. It's that serious. So, you know, there's a lot of Wiccans who are leaning towards the liberal agenda, saying, let's all be friends with the Muslims, let's all work together. That's all good and well, but the truth is a lot of the Muslims that are in power and rising, at least in the Western countries, this is the United Kingdom and the United States, have an agenda that is anti-Wiccan. So a lot of Wiccans need to know that. And I say don't believe it because I say it. Go see my video. Look up on my channel why Wiccans must say no to Sharia. Or you can go to my video section, just type in Sharia, S-H-A-R-I-A, and it'll come up. But I think it's important. And again, I don't want to be all political. But I don't know how I got on that. But I was just going to say, you know, like when we talk about YouTube shutting down channels, people that are not necessarily pro-Islamic are being targeted. It seems that Islam gets a pass to do what they want, whereas other leaders of spiritual groups are being targeted for deletion. I've had some visitation, shall I say, with YouTube executives and legal counsel. And I can't really go into detail, but it's pretty scary, the agenda. And I simply have pushed back and resisted. And so far I've made it. So I'm not trying to rock any boats, but they came after me, okay? Yes, Gavin, it's true that the London mayor is a Muslim. And anyways, I probably shouldn't talk about that because we could get all political. And I don't want to be political, but it is true. And there are concerns I have about people in power right now. Anyways, so Dionysus Ortiz says, I agree. Wicca has taught me to feel to be free. It shouldn't be taken away. And you see, this is really true, Dionysus Ortiz. One of the gifts of Wicca is that it teaches you that you can think for yourself. We have priests and priestesses, but they don't lord power over it. I'm the high priest of the order, but my job is more of a ceremonial one, to organize the rituals, to lead the worship. But you'll never hear me sit there and give a lecture to another Wiccan saying, oh, you didn't do that invocation properly. You know, we don't do that. We say to each their own, follow as the gods call you. You know, we don't have a scripture in Wicca. Our scripture, I heard this read once, somebody wrote it in a poem, but they said that, you know, our scripture is the wind, you know, and the rain and the sun and the moon. Those are what speak truth to us. And so when a Wiccan goes out and worships, it's spontaneous, it's natural. And we don't need a holy book giving us lectures and lies and threats. I think that the problem is that, especially in the Western culture, that religion has become so codified and induced so much terror in people. See, you know, People are surprised that I love Jesus still. People say, aren't you waiting? Do you renounce Christ? No, no, you don't have to renounce anything. I've always loved Jesus. I think Jesus is cool. I love Mary too. Jesus and Mary. I used to be Catholic. I don't agree with the Catholic Church, and I don't agree with most of the Bible. But I do believe that there are beings who guide and inspire and bless us. And so as a Wiccan, I can see Jesus in a God form and Mary as a goddess form. Now, I know that doesn't fit traditional Catholicism. It doesn't have to, because we're not Catholics, we're Wiccans. So as I said earlier, you get to choose who you want to worship. And some people have come and said, Bob, I love Virgin Mary. Do I have to give her up if I become a Wiccan? I said, no, she's the goddess. If you study the ancient goddess cultures, you'll find out that Mary has the same names and titles. The ancient goddess Isis was called Queen of Heaven, also as the ancient goddess Astarte, which people say is also a form of Isis. Mother Mary is called the Queen of Heaven. Did you know that? Ancient goddess Isis was called Star of the Sea, and Mary is called Star of the Sea. And, you know, the evidence is, I do believe the apparitions. Mother Mary's been appearing all over the world, giving messages of hope to people, telling people things are rough on the earth, but you're not alone. I think we all need that message. So I believe, and I know that the Catholics will crucify me for this, I believe Mary is an emanation of the goddess, the Great Mother, you know. So Kathy Private says it's true. They do want to get rid of your channel. Oops, I lost part of the thing. Well, yeah, Kathy, it's sad, but it's true, because they're not distributing my videos. You know, if you look at my daily video count, as much as I love all of you, and so many of you are so loyal and faithful and come every day for the videos. You know, honestly, I should have higher numbers with the volume of subscribers and the numbers that I'm reaching out to. But they're not distributing my video. They're blocked from distribution. And that to me is sad. And that's only one of the things they're doing. Shadowlander writes, hey, Bob, I sent you a Facebook message of a pic of the drawing of a crystal. I got it in a recent meditation. Just wondering if there are any physical crystals like the one I got in meditation. Shadowlander, I did see that news. I haven't had time to go through all my Facebook posts, so I will go and look at that. That's very interesting. Sounds like you channeled a crystal. Now, you know, one of the things, Shadowlander, I was going to tell you is that I believe that on Earth at one time there were different crystals, because I believe that the Atlanteans and the Lemurians actually had crystals that were even more powerful than the ones we have today. A lot of that was lost in the sinking of both of those continents. I believe in time we'll uncover more crystals, but it sounds to me like you may have channeled a crystal that existed from one of those cultures. So I'm going to go back and look at your picture, you know, later today, and we'll see. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. Gav Hines starts, why would they want to remove your channel, Bob? Your channel is of love. Well, that's why they want to remove it. I don't promote atheism, okay? I don't promote atheism. I don't promote the far left agenda. I am a liberal, okay? Now, let me explain. This is something that, again, I don't want to be political, but I think we're going to end up going there anyway. So, hey, you know, just bear with me and keep an open mind, okay? Hi, Adele. Adele's here from Wales. Hi. Hope YouTube doesn't block you, Bob. Always love watching. Thank you. Well, let's pray not. But let me tell you, there is a shift going on in the United States that a lot of people are not aware of. Because I live in Washington, D.C., and I have to be honest, I'm not saying this, I'm very well connected in high society and in the entertainment world. I know a lot of celebrities. There is a trend now to push the leftist ideology. Now, when I talk about leftism, that's different than liberal. I've been traditional liberal. Liberal people historically have supported civil rights. We support gay rights. We support equality for people. We support freedom for people. That's liberal. The leftist agenda is that which is aligned with a harsher line view of communism, which says we have to destroy free capitalism. We have to make people you know, basically embrace a victim mentality. We have to, you know, take away freedom of speech because, you know, part of Karl Marx's ideas, and all of these ideas come out of Marxism, which says that there must be the dictatorship of the proletariat before communism could come. The dictatorship of the proletariat is what is driving the new leftist agenda in this country. And I know people are going to be upset with me for saying this. I don't care. It's the truth. I live it every day. We now have in Congress a congressman who's a openly leftist named Alexandra Ortiz, or AOC is her initials. Alexandra Ortiz, Ocasio-Cortez. I can't remember her name. Anyways, I'll find it. But she's openly said, as a congresswoman, excuse me, of the United States, we need to abolish capitalism. Well, see, because I run my own business, I'm a full-time psychic. I started my own practice. I have my own firm. I, you know, do my own media work. I'm out there running my own business. Alexandra AOC says that I should basically be shut down. And this mindset is infiltrating into the high levels of the corporate world. And so people like me are now considered the enemies of the agenda because I'm not out here promoting communism. I believe in capitalism. I believe in a free market system. I think people make more money and we have a more prosperous life when we're allowed to create our own businesses and build them. Now, do I believe in regulation to some degree? Yes, I do, because also left unchecked, the corporate world has its own evils, and we've seen that. And part of that now is manifesting in a lot of these big tech giants railroading people's livelihoods who just want to run their business. Everybody in America should have a slice of the pie. You should be able to go out, start at your own company and build it. But what we're seeing is that to build your company now, you have to be part of the club, the agenda. And if you disagree with any of the official narratives, you are now the enemy and you'll be frozen out. There is a person, well, Gavin, I'm going to say this, you probably know who I'm talking about, but whether you agree with him or not, there's a YouTuber named Tommy Robinson out of England. Now, the media has portrayed him as a Nazi, as a fascist, as a right-wing extremist. He is not. I've actually engaged with Tommy Robinson. I know what he's about. Tommy Robinson's agenda is that there is a leftist agenda that wants to silence anybody who doesn't necessarily agree with the official narrative. Part of that narrative is that Islam should be given full reign of supremacy and freedom, especially the political element. As a Wiccan, I can't support that. And so I actually think that Tommy Robinson is speaking the words of truth when he says that we need to think about what we're doing as a culture. All he's done is bring up the issue. But the fact is that he has now been demonized. He's been arrested. They're trying to put him in jail. Britain has changed. Now, I used to live in England. For those of you from the UK, Psyche Bob used to live in England, so I'm very familiar with the culture and the people there. And I lived in England in the 80s and 90s, and we had freedom of speech then. You could say what you wanted. But now in Britain, if I went on YouTube and spoke, if I was a British channel and spoke against Islam, I could be deplatformed and arrested just for disagreeing with Islam. And so YouTube is buying into a lot of this agenda, and this is creating a lot of problems. I can't go into specifics about my own case, but I'll tell you, I need your support, because if we don't stand up and support YouTubers that are independent, such as myself, none of us will exist. The purple core will be shut down. We'll lose everything. And it's really serious. Anyways, so yes, Gavin, he is no longer part of the EDL, the English Defense League. We're talking about Tommy Robinson. He left it because they were getting a little extremist. And if you listen to Tommy Robinson's message, he's for freedom. Anyway, so yes. Okay, Soul Girl 131 says, my handler does not want me watching. So, girl, listen, those of us who are being targeted by the state, and you are being targeted by the state, they do try to dominate and control you. You must not give in to fear. See, I get up every day and I do video. People say, Bob, why do you do all that? You don't have to do that much work. It's a lot of work. Why do you kill yourself every day to get out a video? And I do. I may have a day where I'll do readings all day long, but I still get out a video. Once in a while, I'll take a little break, but it's pretty rare for those who've been with me. And the reason is because I am here. I have survived a lot of torture at the hands of the government because of my YouTube friends. You are like family to me. And every day I get them and say, thank God for YouTube. And so I speak words of truth here to help you. And that's my calling. My calling is to be a spiritual teacher. And so there's never a day when I don't do my calling. See, calling's different than a job. A job is a 9 to 5 thing. You have hours. Here's 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock. But a calling is something we live. And as a spiritual teacher, I'm dedicated to my calling. And so many of you back a few years ago when things were very bad, a lot of you don't know I was actually taken into custody by the Department of Homeland Security. And I can't go into details beyond that. But I was literally taken out of my house in handcuffs and subjected to some pretty brutal treatment. During that time, I really went into a mental shutdown and I stopped putting out videos and I disappeared. I got hundreds of letters from people from all over the world. Said, Psychic Bob, where are you? We miss you. We need you. And the letters that people sent to me gave me the strength to start broadcasting again. And I realized how quickly our freedoms can be taken. And so I'm here every day because one, I can be. And two, I love you all so much. And you gave me the strength to live again when I almost lost everything. My finances were targeted. My home went into foreclosure. I was physically assaulted. Everything horrific that you could do to a person was done to me. I didn't talk about any of that on YouTube back at the time because I was frankly terrified. But let me tell you, I'm here today. Why was I arrested? Well, it was interesting, Thai Lilac Princess. I was actually not legally arrested. There's no arrest record. I was detained. In the United States, they've created a new type of legal way that they can arrest you without arresting you. You can be detained. And I was listed as an enemy of the United States. Now let that sink in. I was brought before agents, federal agents of the United States government. I was told to my face, we have detained you as an enemy of the United States. I said, really, that's news to me. I love America. I built my business and my life here. I thought they were joking. I was laughing. And it became very clear to me that this was very real. So they are just randomly detaining Americans that they don't like and giving them these labels. So I can't, again, go into too much detail beyond that. But anyways, I don't have an arrest warrant. They held me in captivity under armed guard for 3 days. I was not allowed to speak to an attorney. I was not allowed to leave. I tried to escape at one point, and I was met by military guards with machine guns. Yeah. So pretty scary stuff. But look, Psychic Bob's here. I have resurrected. The reason I'm with you today is because of you, your love, your loyalty, your support. Okay. Now, I wish I could tell you more about that. I may in a future date, but because of legal reasons, I can't give a lot of detail about all of that, except to say I was detained and I was subjected to harsh interrogation. And I'll leave it at that. It was pretty unlawful. Yes, I agree. Anyway, so I don't want to get all, I guess we are being political tonight. And it's normally not what we're about. But I think, there's so much going on right now in the country. So sometimes we do have to talk about less than joyful subjects. But what's important is that we're gathering. We're here every week at Spirit Channel. For those of you who want to be part of the Purple Court, I promise you, We're not a political organization. We are a nonprofit spiritual group. And all we do is teach and learn about Wicca. We gather for rituals. But we also do stand in union with our members. And so, you know, if a member of our group, such as Soul Girl 131, is being harassed and intimidated, we want to be there to support her. So listen, you know, Soul Girl, I'm sorry you're being targeted, but I can tell you as somebody who's been there, this is real. When it first happened to me, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't fathom this could happen in the United States, but it's happening. It's also happening throughout the United Kingdom. I've had a number of British TIs reach out to me. Bob, Gavin just starts. This is Bob. We need to have a Spirit Channel weekend camp. Oh, I love that. That would be good. Maybe we'll go gather at the New Forest in England, Gav. What do you think about that? We could have a meetup in England at the New Forest. I haven't been to the UK in a long time. I don't know if I can get into the UK. Actually, you know, Gav, that's a whole issue I've got to deal with. I don't know if I have passport restrictions now. That's another issue I've got to look into, or travel restrictions. But if I can come to England, you know Psychic Bob will be there. You know it. Yeah, G-Dog says, bring it to the light. The time is now. Gav, G-Dog, I am bringing it to the light, but I'm working with legal counsel so that I will bring out these stories at the right time with the right support in the right way so that my truth will be heard. But it will come out. Kathy says, I'm so glad I found you. With Kathy, thank you so much. Kathy Private. Blessings to you, hon. Gav, people are liking the idea of a camp, a weekend camp. All right, I'm liking that too. You know, I think it's great. By the way, for those, Bob, aren't you going to Ireland or Scotland? Actually, I want to do a whole tour of the British Isles. I've been to England, Scotland, and Wales. I've never been to Ireland. So I would like to go to Ireland as well, because I'm part English and part Irish. So I'm Anglo-Irish. Anyways, by the way, Gav, I've been thinking about you because I was talking about this book the other day on one of my videos. Have you read this book? For those of you guys who are Wiccans, we have a number of males that are Wiccans. By the way, a lot of people don't like join Wicca. They say, Bob, I thought it's all women in the religion. No, men are part of the religion. In fact, this is a wonderful book, Wicca for Men. I think this is great because there aren't a lot of books that address men specifically and men's experience in Wicca. You know, a lot of the books are written more female-based because that's just where the numbers are. But it's nice to know that men are honored. And somebody will say, well, Bob, what do you call a male Wiccan? Are they a wizard or what? Or a, warlock? Male witch is called a witch. So women are called witches, men are called witches. Wizard tends to indicate ceremonial magic, which is a different practice than traditional Wicca, though sometimes they blend together. And warlock, we don't ever use warlock. Warlock means oath breaker. It's an old Scottish term. And it means one who has betrayed their coven. Now, some men who may not be aware of that are claiming the title of warlock as kind of their way of claiming back their power. I just don't think that's a good term. That's just me. If you want to be a warlock, fine. But really, a lot of the Wiccans know what that means, and it won't really be well received. So we are called witches as well. And that's why I wear my witch hat. As somebody said, is Lord Tony in the chat? Oh, I missed you, Lord Tony. I guess you're in there. Anyways, good. There's Antoine LeVay. Is here Antoine LeVay? Hello, Antoine. Good to see you. Chilled Fox writes, that book looks interesting. I have to look into it. Yeah, it's written by A.J. Drew, is the author. So now women can read this book. In fact, I'd say everybody should read it. But it is written for men to understand how to embrace their connection to the goddess and to the god. Starhawk, who's one of my favorite authors, wrote a book called The Spiral Goddess back in the 1970s. It's a classic. I don't have it here, but I recommend that book as well. One of the things that Starhawk said is that by worshiping the goddess, it brings healing to men as well. Many of you who are women I think, have had the experience of discovering that the divine, that you are in the image of the divine, and that the image of the divine has a mother aspect, a goddess, a female aspect. And in her book, The Spiral Dance, she says, not only do women benefit by honoring the goddess, men benefit because men, because of patriarchal culture and religion, have been taught to disconnect from their true emotional self, their psychic selves, that they have been wounded also by patriarchal religion and aren't even aware of it. And for men, when they reconnect to the goddess, it brings healing because it brings back a unity to the soul that it was missing. And this book also touches in on some of that as well. So this book I recommend, but also The Spiral Dance by Starhawk. One word, Starhawk, Starhawk. She's an elder of the craft, one of the early writers from the 1970s. Great, great book, you know. Chilled Fox says, chilling, enjoying my iced tea and a cool breeze. And isn't that nice? And that's what we want, hon. We want people to gather on Sunday night, and it's like you're gathering with your best friends and family. Because, you know, those of us who follow the craft, we share a psychic bond, a link. And for those of you who've been through our rituals with us, you know that we form that etheric circle. And I think we're forming the etheric circle even, you know, every Sunday when we gather here, even if we don't do a formal ritual, that etheric circle is being formed. I feel it all the time, and I hope you guys feel it too, you know. There's Lord Tony. Hey, Lord Tony, you made it in. Wow. Well, I'm sorry I didn't patch you in tonight. We're almost at the close of our show. But I tell you, you know, by the way, speaking of Lord Tony, he's a very gifted healer. And for those who need spiritual healing, go check him out. I'm going to have his link in the info box below this video. Now, Lord Tony doesn't charge for his services, but you should give him a donation and be generous because he works awful hard. You know, the only reason the show's continued as long as it has is because Lord Tony literally saved the lives of all the panel members. So definitely check him out, you know. I want you, if you feel up to it this week also, please remember Lady Carol in your prayers and thoughts. She lost her husband 2 weeks ago, and she's in grief and in mourning. Lady Carol, you know, I've encouraged her to spend some time in, you know, her mourning. I think she actually would want to come on the show tonight if I'd let her, but I really think she needs some time to do healing. And so I want all of us in the order to, as we do our daily meditation, if you can, send some light and healing to Lady Carol as well. Lady Carol Pettis is her name. Her husband was Lord Pettis, who's crossed. And Lady Carol's our keeper of the sacred staff. And so she has a beautiful staff, similar to mine, that she carries, that she uses to honor the order and do ritual work with. So let's remember her, okay? And Celtic Tree, thank you so much. Celtic Tech Tree of Life says, I've been praying for Carol. Thank you. And Felinda I Am says, prayers for Lady Carol with the palms up. Thank you, darling. Thank you to all of you for that, you know. We're a family here, you know. Gav writes, Bob, seriously, though, you should think in the future of having a purple cord weekend where we all get together and have some lessons, rituals, music, etc. That would be great. Yeah, Gav, we are actually talking about doing that. And I agree with you. I would love to have a weekend gathering, a ritual gathering, a literal gathering of the tribes. A lot of you'd have to travel wherever we'd have it. I mean, we're all scattered all over the world, but I think it would be great. Shauna Jacob writes, blessings to you, Psychic Bob, always. Good night to you all, OPC, hearts. Thank you, Shauna. Thanks for being here today. I'm so glad you joined us. It's always great to have all of you here, you know. Thank you so much. Jonathan Shea says, oh, excuse me, Jonathan Only, I can't have my glasses on, says, sorry for your loss, Lady Carol. Lady Carol, I hope she's watching this tonight. We're all praying for you. You know, to lose your lifelong, so she was married like 30 years. Can you imagine being married 30 years? I don't know. It's type of a loss that I've not experienced. But for those who go through it, it's devastating. So we need to give her some help. That's what we do. As I said earlier, we don't do black magic here. We do healing magic. We do upliftment. The Order of the Purple Cord brings light and love to people all over the world. So if you're inspired to be part of our mission, want to join our order, start researching how to make your cord. We'll probably do a whole show. This will actually be part of our weekend gathering. Like Gav says, we can do a workshop on how to do cords. But this is my purple cord. Start looking into making your cord. Mine is simply woven. I wear mine like a stole. It just hangs down. You can make it as a belt or as a necklace or as a bracelet. It can be any form. And, if you want to join us, send us an email to my email link below, okay? And visit my website, psychicbob.com. We have a little video over there at psychicbob.com that I made. It's a promotional video for the Order of the Purple Cord. So you might want to see that as well. Anyways, and let's remember Lady Angela tonight. She's out, went to the theater, I believe. She needed a night off. She's been working so much. If you want to get a book of shadows, visit her, contact her. I'll have her info below. Buy a book of shadows from her. She has a store, rarewiccaspells.com. It's the official sponsor of Spirit Channel. You can buy ritual goods there, magic supplies, spiritual books, custom book of shadows, spell pages, all of that. Go to rarewiccaspells.com. Well, guys, we are at 9 o'clock, almost there, 1 minute left. Listen, if you want to get on my schedule for a private reading, for those of you who are new here, many of you know, but some of you may not know, I am a full-time professional psychic medium, and I would love the chance to sit down and read for you. Private reading is you and me, one-on-one for a full hour, and we cover everything, past, present, future, spirit guides, messages from deceased loved ones who come through. We look at your life mission, what your life themes are, your karmic links, and I answer all your questions. I give a lot of energy into that hour. And those of you who have sat with me, I think you can say that I do give a lot for the hour. So if you want to get on my schedule for a private session, I still have a few openings for this upcoming week. Give me a call, 703. Here's my phone number. Put it in your cell phone, 703-825-3929. Again, that link will be in the info box below. Bob Hickman, 703-825-3929. Give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to get on my schedule, we can get you on, okay? I am getting quite a number of calls, so it may take me a few days to get back to you, but I will get to you, okay? And I thank you. You can also write to me in my email, readings@robert-hickman.com. That link will be in the info box below this video. Again, after this process is go back, like it, favorite it, share it with your friends. You have my permission to post it on your websites, post it on your Facebook, wherever you want to put this video. Let's get the word out about spiritual. Let's build the temple of light of the Order of the Purple Cord. Guys, I've enjoyed it. You guys rock. Listen, be here tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday, and you know we got tomorrow? Horoscopes. That's right. Be here. We're going to talk about the major transits, what's going on in the stars, and look at all 12 zodiac signs. So make sure to be here. We'll have that tomorrow here at Spirit Channel. And if you haven't hit subscribe, join this channel. We'd love you to be here. You guys are best. I love you. Listen, blessings to all of you. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow for horoscopes. And in the meantime, may all of you, please always, blessed be.